Hey everybody, welcome back to the Graphic Multiverse. I'm your host Paul, joined with Angela.
Hello, I'm completely normal.
Rob.
Hello there. I am too normal.
And Chandler.
Hiya. I too as well am also normal.
And welcome to a normal episode of our normal podcast where we talk about everyday, bland, vanilla, ordinary things.
I prefer milk-flavored ice cream because vanilla is just too spicy.
Oh.
Vanilla's exotic.
This is a pretty exotic conversation. I am much more comfortable when we stick to the weather.
Okay.
Man.
It is supposed to be a mild, not windy, not particularly sunny 60 degrees tomorrow.
It's been raining here in Denver for, boy golly, I don't know how long. We should probably build an ark.
We really needed the moisture.
We did. Oh god, that hurt. That forced laugh did something to me. I like feeling an organ somewhere.
Oh no.
that's pretty
Speaking
normal.
of feeling organs,
Jesus Christ!
wait,
Keep going.
kind of okay. What about that scene in Invincible when his hands were flapping in the train and organs were flying everywhere?
That scene fucked me up so much. I was not expecting
Good
that.
God, great segue.
That was pretty great.
That was a great normal segue from normal Rob. But yeah, that finale of Invincible, holy shit.
Wild.
It's living up to the comic. It's living up to the things I loved about the comic, and the comic is full of gore.
I love, I'm not that much into violence and gore. I mean, you think I would be, but I'm not. And, it was nice, though. It was a great balance because I couldn't stand the whole, I'm a teenager doing teenager things. Oh, I wish Abby would talk to me. And I'm like, I don't care. But then, he uses his head to go through a train, and I was like, oh, man.
But see, that's what makes Invincible great, because it sets itself up as every comic book origin story you've ever heard of, and then it takes a mean left turn.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of analogs to so many other things in comics, but then it's just and we're going this way. Because it's obviously there's the Justice League in the first episode, and it's and they're dead by the equivalent of Superman, who's a crazy asshole.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting how they show that it was Omni-Man in the first episode. That's but I mean, it's interesting take. I mean, I like the hard twist in the book.
Well, I like the fact that the mom has an actual role. Yeah. She's not just that's nice, dear.
I like the dramatic irony. It kind of builds a lot of tension throughout the episodes.
Yeah, because every single time you see Omni-Man with anyone from the entire series, you're just is he gonna crush this man's brain?
Oh my god, when he's with the friend, he's got his hand on the car. I was
shit.
Oh my god.
No, can we talk about how Invincible saved that pilot? And then Omni-Man killed him, and he's
a horror movie. I love it.
Yeah, no, it was brutal, and it's it's you think about, oh god, it sort of makes you rethink other superhero comics. God, no one knows how close they are to just fucking.
Yeah, it's there's tons of stuff has kind of taken this view of things. It's just what if superheroes were real, and what would the collateral damage be like, and all this kind of stuff. But I feel this just the way it made you feel that collateral damage, and I think the gore actually is kind of part of that, because you just literally see body parts and stuff piled up on the streets of Chicago, and you're just oh my god.
Well, and I feel this does what the boys initially did in the comic run, how it kind of just subverted it, and you were oh my god, and I feel Invincible's doing that more now than the actual boys show. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I feel it's not disaster porny the way I feel Snyder is. Especially because when Invincible goes out of his way to try to save people, it's not just him fighting his dad and that's all he's caring about. He's
yeah.
That was his own kind of
and I
porn.
think him failing.
Yeah, it was exercise in futility. was like really sad to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, the odds of me saving this person, not great, but, like, I still have to try. I'm like, see, that's the superhero I like.
Yeah, and it wasn't more about, like, I didn't feel like it was, like, shock porn. Like, I wasn't like, oh, look at this shocking thing we did, you know?
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, oh my god. Like,
I feel like that's what The Boys became. It's like, how messed up can we get?
Yeah, it wasn't just like when you see something.
Breast milk.
Well, yeah, in like certain movies or something, you see somebody blow up and you're like, oh, wow, that was crazy. But in this, you're just like, oh my god. And it like, it kind of like, it's more like an emotional weight more so than just like a.
Because Invincible, you wanted it to stop. You're like, oh god, like, okay, when is this going to be over? It wasn't like gory in the sense where, like in Tarantino, like Kill Bill, where she's cut limbs and blood spraying everywhere, and you can't help but laugh because it's so like cartoonish, where this is like, oh god, please stop. And
it really makes you like empathize with the victims. You are like, oh my god, like you're feeling what, like, because you can't help but think of just like, oh, just walking down the street and then like somebody just like crashing through my body,
right,
and just like, blowing me apart.
And I think it's helpful too that that prior to this you had episodes of Mark not really being the best superhero. I mean, because he's a kid, right? I mean, that's the whole point. He's a kid, and I don't know, like, it's some
sucks.
Yeah, and then when
he's
you
selfish.
Yeah, and then when he goes up against his dad, like, you take all that into account and be like, oh, he is not ready for this. Like, nowhere. Like, you feel bad for him. Like, he is just not. But he tries, though. And that's, again, the things I like about a hero, it's like, it's like, I may not come out of this, but there's no way I can stand by and allow this to happen. And, like, he gets the shit knocked out of him. Like
he, like, just recovered from a previous ass beating.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man, when he knocked out his teeth and then had a flashback of, like, playing baseball. He didn't have any teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
like, why are we here?
Yeah, it's like it's so good. I'm really like excited to see where they go from here.
Me too, because I literally only read like the first 3 or 4 trades like 10 years ago, and this is what roughly like the first 3 trades worth of stories, give or take.
See, and I had a hard time with the trades.
Yeah, but I don't remember any of it. So
they didn't
like,
age well.
I kind of knew the Omni-Man twist, but that was in the first episode. So kind of like the relationships with the characters, like everything in this for the most part was new to me. I didn't know how anything resolved, so it was all like coming as a surprise, and it was so good.
I'm over 100 issues now into Invincible. It's fantastic. It really is. I think like I think in like those early issues, like I think it does kind of suffer from the finding the narrative, finding your beat, but I mean, God, once it gets going, it's just like, because what I love about Invincible is that I really can't predict what's going to happen. It's like, oh, we're doing this now. Wow. Okay, cool. Like it's just and that's the great thing about, I think, like Image Comics, when you have creator owned stories, you can get away with the stuff that you can't at Marvel, because Invincible is not going to be the next Spider-Man where they're trying to maintain the status quo for how many decades. This is like clear beginning, middle, and end, so there's so much more wiggle room, and just like the characters that come in, the compromises that get made, it's really good. Anybody who's reading it, if you're slugging through the beginning, I'd recommend keep chugging along, because it's good. It's
I will
really
do
good.
That.
I'm very tempted to start reading it because I'm very intrigued by the show, but then on the other hand, I'm like, maybe it would be nice seeing something like this completely fresh for once.
Yeah,
because every time there's something coming out, I'm like, I need to read the comic first. It's like, it's kind of like Jupiter's Legacy that just came out this week on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
I think,
they made okay.
So I think I read the first issue of Jupiter's Legacy, and I don't remember a goddamn thing. And
it was like the first 5 issues I think I read.
I read the whole
but
thing.
Oh, Chandler read it. Did you like it?
Was it good?
Yeah, it was. I don't know how to describe it, but like, there's also the Jupiter Circle, was kind of like the prequel, kind of like interquel, which is really good. But I liked it. It was like, it had a really good like climax / resolution in my heart. So
Okay.
So I remember it was coming out kind of in like Mark Miller's like. He was releasing like all these like really short like 4 or 5 issue comic books for like 3 or 4 years, and I loved all of them.
And they came out in weird times.
Did you guys
I
want
remember
spoilers?
like
Did what?
did you guys want spoilers for Jupiter's Legacy?
No, let's keep it fresh.
not
Keep it
yet,
fresh.
not yet. Not
Chandler,
yet.
you can tell me after the
Next
show.
But yeah, so like that's an example of one. I'm probably gonna watch the show first, I think, and then go back and read the comic.
Well, that'll be good maybe for us to review with 2 different perspectives, those who have not read the book and those who have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of seeing
But
you know,
I remember
what the experiences are like.
I think is this the first? Because I know Netflix like bought or signed a deal with Mark Miller for his like Miller World line, and they're gonna like develop a bunch of shows. And I think this is the first one to come out.
Cool.
But
Be interesting.
but yeah. Anyway, back to Invincible.
Invincible.
There was like a couple of some of my circles on the internet were kind of upset about Amber's characterization. Was that her name? The girlfriend?
Yeah, the girlfriend.
Yeah. So there was like a scene. It was like basically where it's revealed that when Invincible kind of reveals his identity to her, that she already knew, and even with the knowledge, she still kind of dumps him. And people on the internet are like, "She's a bitch. Why would she do that? She already knew. She's so selfish." But like at the same time, it's like he should have trusted her, or at least made a choice. Like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a superhero. Can't be with you." But like,
Right.
I don't know. I don't really know if she's right or did anything wrong. I don't know.
I don't think she did anything wrong.
You know, no, I think I don't know. I think the time that I got, I first of all, she's annoying in the comic. I think she's way better in the show, but that's true of a lot of the characters across the
Isn't
board.
she also like an annoying white girl in the comic too?
Yeah, she's a blonde. Not saying that all blondes are annoying, but I think the part where I found myself getting annoyed when we were watching it was when after he comes back from the televised climactic battle, and she's like, "Oh hey, do you want to get back? Do you want to get
That
together?"
was shitty. I thought that was kind of shitty because like she prioritized herself over kind of everything that was going on, and when they were on that college campus and she was watching people getting like seriously hurt, her like anger, she took out like all of that frustration on him.
Did she
and it was
know
just
at that point that he was invincible? I forget the timeline of events.
like I she said she figured it out, but like I feel like I thought she knew at that point, and that was what I thought was kind of shitty. Now I'm not like angry enough about it to go on the internet and talk about it, but that's because I'm 35, so I don't know.
I just want him and Adam Eve to get together.
Yeah, and I think they set this like sowed the seeds for that to happen eventually.
I do. My favorite thing about this series, and maybe this is just speaking from my like fantasy world, I want Adam Eve's like treehouse
That
life.
thing is
it's
like
so
Me too.
I want to
sick.
fly into the woods and just like make a life for myself and just not talk to people.
Perfect.
We were talking about the Tarzan
Right?
movie before this podcast started, and that is a movie that has the coolest treehouse ever. Before it gets ransacked by an evil leopard or whatever.
And that's supposed
But
to be Elsa
Colonizers.
and Anna's parents, right?
What?
Those are,
That's one of the theories.
Yeah,
Although
no, it was like confirmed.
I
I
thought
thought it was
Frozen
like
2
canon.
showed their boat crash somewhere else.
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
it's like canon. The creator said, yeah, that's their Tarzan's brother or sisters.
What? To the internet.
Yeah.
To the
Well,
internet.
Chandler's like, what?
Either way,
It's
they made a really
canon.
sweet treehouse in that movie, and the treehouse Adam Eve made was
did.
also really rad.
Oh my god! Like just her like making coffee and like I was like the girl.
Just that big
Girl.
bed, just like that sweet view.
Just like by yourself in your little outfit, just like hanging.
I like how she takes
Yeah.
like a bath in the morning too. She's just like waves her
just
hand.
like,
She's like, now I'm
"Whatevs."
clean. Man, I could save a lot of time.
Nice.
Although I just, showers are relaxing.
I like when she moves doors and shit. Like when she was angry at her dad and couldn't leave the house.
Her parents were like really
Oh, it's
shitty.
like someone
yeah.
previously said it, but then they went back and retracted that statement.
Aw, lame.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, I think
Tarzan's
they.
parents
I
are
think
canon.
in Frozen 2 they.
Yeah.
I don't know. Frozen 2, very forgettable movie.
I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the first one,
too.
but I did rewatch the first one and was like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I
God, when
remember it.
you know what I think it
we
was?
saw it in the theater.
Frozen suffered from overhypedness because I was expecting.
Well, I think after Tangled was so
Tangled's
good,
a good movie.
and then you go into Frozen, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
You know what's Frozen? This plot.
So somebody with a 2-year-old who loves Olaf, who's never even watched Frozen. There's like a 20-minute thing on Disney Plus called like Olaf's Frozen Adventure. He loves that.
Yeah.
I've watched that 150 times.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're like, oh,
But, like,
that sucks.
There's catchy songs in that. There's catchy songs in the movie Frozen 2. Can't remember a damn song.
Okay, so this is kind of a side quest, but speaking about like watching things over and over and over when you're a kid, like because every kid does that, they get something that they really like, and it's like that's it.
It was
and
Mulan
that's,
for me.
Transformers, the
We're
movie,
gonna-
the 1985 one.
Here's the thing,
RoboCop.
though. I think about that because me and my sister were really into some weird shit. Like, there was like an Italian movie about Sodom and Gomorrah that like opens with like it's crazy. It is so ridiculous, and it opens like after the aftermath of like an orgy, and like this woman like riding like a servant going into the desert like on horseback, and then getting like hunted down, and like it's
Oh my
fucking, and then
God.
getting tortured, and like we watched that over and over and over, and we were watching like we watched we loved biblical movies like Samson and Delilah with hot young Angela Davis in it. Wait, where are you going?
Continue.
Like, stop. Yeah, but I can't help but think like what my parents were thinking, because they were like, well, it's a biblical movie, but
It's educational. It's in the past.
but we watched some weird shit.
Yeah, dude. Okay, movies I was obsessed with: RoboCop, fucking crazy violent. Darkman with Liam Neeson, crazy violent. Top Gun, super gay. That's totally cool. Though.
I love, yeah.
You know, I love the fighter jets. And then Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. Over the Top. Remember that? He has to arm wrestle to win his son's freedom or some bullshit.
Okay, Demolition Man was one of those movies that we watched over and over.
I just watched like Robin Hood, the Disney movie, and
Yeah, I know.
Transformers
I
a
watched
lot.
that too, actually.
In fact, it's so bad that when I saw Robin Hood for the first time, the Disney one, when I told my mom was like, "Oh, what'd you guys watch?" We're like Robin Hood, and she freaked out because she thought it was the one
Kevin Costner.
with Kevin Costner, and she's like, "Who's showing you Robin Hood?" Because that's how worn down she was. Okay, like she just assumed it was the Kevin Costner one.
Also, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood
We got in trouble.
is great.
It's pretty good.
You know what? You know what the best thing about the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie? Kevin Costner makes zero attempt to do an English accent. It is Robin Hood
Doesn't.
fucking during the Crusades with an American Californian accent, not giving a fuck, and I am here for it. It's actually
Okay, that
better
was-
that he doesn't try.
Yeah, that was my side quest. I just talking, speaking of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, speaking of violent movies, I know that the Venom 2 trailer came out. Let There Be Carnage, or some like to call him Carnage. And by some, I mean one person. I know one person who calls Carnage Carnage.
Is it you?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I love Carnage. I'm like,
I'm
who?
gonna say that now. I love Carnage.
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 Like, who's Carnage? It's
Carnage
like,
is the man.
Cletus Cassidy? Carnage? Come on.
Yeah, Let There Be Carnage.
Carne asada.
Or Carnegie.
Carnegie.
Carnegie? He's like a captain of industry.
No,
remember?
no. Carnegie.
God. Yeah, Venom and Carnegie.
Carthage.
Carnegie. Stupider.
Just Carnage. What the fuck? Yeah, so, what did we all think about that?
It was cute.
I'll like.
I never saw.
mean, I'm gonna
I never saw Venom, so I should probably see that.
I liked it, and
It was fun. I think because our expectations were so low.
Yeah, that's true.
So I will say, just going off of seeing the Venom trailer and now this trailer, the Venom trailer definitely left a deeper impression just because this doesn't have a great line like everybody's got problems.
This time everybody's got carnage.
But was Venom like that kind of like campy? Or does this seem like it's kind of upping the campiness?
I only saw it the one time.
I mean, I just remember it being a lot of fun. I've actually have wanted to watch it again because first of all, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I love Lips.
I mean,
He's great.
He is so good. And he really sells it. Like he sells that.
I'll watch him do anything.
I mean,
though.
true.
It's-
So
he's
that
great.
alone is going to get me to see Venom 2. And it was fun. It was. I think you just gotta. I mean, I don't know. We know bad movies. We've seen bad movies. I didn't think it was a bad movie because it passed my test, which was, did it make me forget I was watching a movie? It did. Did I hate myself after watching it? No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. And I think the trailer for this also looked fun. Like you said, I like Tom Hardy. I like Woody Harrelson. Andy Serkis is directing it, I think, which is interesting.
Yeah, Andy Serkis directing it. So you know the effects are going to be pretty good. He's like the motion capture guy, the Jedi Master, if you will. And Woody Harrelson, I mean, I've never seen a movie that I didn't like him in. Like, the dude is incredible in everything that he's in. Seeing him play Cletus Cassidy, I think is... they set that up in the first movie. Sorry, spoiler alert, Rob.
I think I knew that.
It's like a post-credits scene. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for live action Carnegie.
If this came out
Carnage.
in like 1999, 2000, I would have like been losing my shit because I was 100% one of those kids in the 90s that thought Venom and Carnage were the coolest things to ever grace the page of a comic book. And as I got older, that kind of waned. But,
But there's nostalgia
I'm still
there.
I'm still there for it.
Appreciation.
Whenever I'm like flipping
Yeah.
through like a back issue bin and I see an issue with like Venom's face on the cover, I'm like, ooh, what's this? It's still
Yeah.
there.
I think I've watched too many serial killer shows to be like Cletus Cassidy. He's too like crazy, Like, it'd be great if he was like I don't know, anybody else. But like, I mean, I don't know, a serial killer with the Venom gobbledygoo. I mean, could be cool.
We'll see how he does it.
Yeah. The trailer sets up a lot. It has kind of like an odd couple situation. Venom's making him breakfast and doesn't really understand the concept of cooking, I guess. I guess they feed Venom chocolate to protect the neighborhood.
I don't know, because I just watched it when I right before we got on because I didn't. So I saw it, and then that whole sequence of like him throwing shit around the kitchen while like Brock's just trying to get
Coffee.
some coffee. I distinctly felt like personally attacked because I felt like that's exactly what I do to you in the morning. I'm just like,
No.
like, hey, oh my god, did you sleep okay? I had this crazy dream. Like, it's like,
No, you're perfect.
I'm up your ass with chaos.
with carnage.
With Carnegie.
Carpe diem.
See, I don't know. I mean, I think the second trailer, it didn't. I don't know. I guess it didn't excite me in the way I wanted it to, but I mean, it's the first trailer. It's just kind of trying to whet the appetite.
Yeah.
So I think probably because like I think it's kind of sometimes the tricky thing with these trailers is like a lot of the times like I know I'm gonna see it anyway. But like I don't know, it didn't have like the kind of sequel energy the way that like other sequels have. Like, oh my god, I cannot fucking wait for this. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think I'll be more excited if there's like more inclusivity with the MCU. You know what I
I'd be
mean?
very interested to see if they, because I know,
Like Mobius, apparently.
it has like that
Remember Michael
poster with
Keaton's-
like Spider-Man, and yet Michael Keaton was supposed to be in it, or
Yeah, playing Vulture, apparently, so... I don't know.
weird.
It's wicked
It's
weird.
wicked weird.
Yeah. It's weird, because in the Mobius trailer... Like,
Is that Jared Leto?
Yeah.
I don't know. about
Michael
that guy.
Keaton's in a jumpsuit in an alley, be like, hey, you a vampire? Let's get nuts. That's a Batman joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy.
Michael Keaton?
Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a cult
that boy
leader.
ain't right.
He's something off.
Well, Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
But speaking of the Marvel Universe, that hype trailer thing that came out a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was so good. I was just at work watching that.
I was very happy.
Yeah, I'm happy to finally get some Eternals footage.
Yeah.
Just getting dates.
I know.
Like we're getting Black Widow, so we're like, yay!
The end of that thing, after it showed like all the old footage, and then they showed that like Infinity War clip, and I was already all emotional. I was like, I love these movies. And then all of a sudden it's just like, Black Widow smashes you in the face, and it's like, Eternals, Shang-Chi. And I'm just like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four.
Oh man.
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm excited for Eternals and Fantastic Four because I'm excited to see the Marvel spin on it, especially with Shang-Chi. I can't. That looks
that
so
trailer.
good too.
Just all they need to show for that trailer was that one thing where he punches those dudes and then jumps up and kicks them on the subway. And I was like, I'm in. I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
Apparently wait. I think we talked about this in the last episode.
Did we?
The guy,
we're talking about
the guy
it again.
the guy who plays not Kung Lao, Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. No, I think him and the guy who played Kung Lao auditioned for Shang-Chi.
Oh,
I did.
I know that.
I did not.
No.
Okay, we
I
did
didn't
not
know
talk
that.
about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just very into Mortal Kombat in the last episode, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm just like, did
No.
I say that?
Yeah,
I don't want to be like, oh, you guys.
No, I don't remember talking about the Shang-Chi trailer, but I mean, who cares? We're doing it again. It's our show. It's like Katya and Trixie say, it's our show. It's our show and not yours. So yeah,
I don't want
it
to get
looks
sued
dope.
by WoW, so don't just say that.
Like they're gonna listen to this. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's I think it looks great. I love we're finally getting the Mandarin.
Like the real Mandarin version.
Yeah.
Real man.
Oh man, have you watched the Iron Man cartoon on Disney Plus?
Oof.
Ooh, boy howdy, is that racist?
That one from the 90s?
Yeah, the Mandarin is like,
Green.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
They didn't want to make him yellow, so they made him green.
Okay. Like a lizard
Yeah.
person, or just
It's-
like gangrenous.
They tried to, like, in their attempt to not be racist, they got somehow even more racist. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, whoa, you just, like,
Yeah,
pole
and you know what?
vaulted into
I
racism
heard
now.
I learned something really interesting, cringy and interesting. So Shang-Chi was actually a spin-off from a book that I forget the name of by a writer I also don't remember, but it was supposed to be a spin-off of this book that featured the original appearance, the creation of Fu Manchu. And so, and I guess over time, Marvel lost the rights to Fu Manchu, which I think was a blessing in disguise. So I think it's kind of, I don't want to say cool, but I think it's interesting that instead of Fu Manchu being his dad, it's the Mandarin. And so it's like, it's kind of acknowledging the lore, less racisty. I hope. I don't know. I just, and I love that the rings are bracelets and not like, you know, the fingers.
the fingers.
Yeah, but no, I think it looks good. Looks really good. But yeah, I want an Eternals trailer. You know, already hyped for Thor: Love and Thunder. But yeah, that Fantastic Four, man. I have got to know who they're gonna cast.
Well, that
I feel like
if that's the end of this cycle, that would be what, the end of 2023.
Holy Christ!
Got a little bit of time.
That's great. It's just great.
And I kind of like that they're not like rushing to do like an Avengers. It's like they're just kind of, you know, building up this franchise.
Letting it breathe.
Yeah, and I love the Marvels.
Wakanda Forever.
And it had-
Wakanda Forever is such a
Yep.
good name.
Well, I love in the Marvels you had the Kamala Khan S at the end, so you know it's gonna be Captain Marvel and Photon and
That's gonna be fun.
Kamala Khan. It's gonna be so good, so good. And it did kind of make me excited about like, because you know when it's like see you at the movies, it's like, oh, it's like Chandler said, the world is healing.
I think Black Widow's probably going to be the first movie I go back to the theaters for.
No.
Or Fast and the Furious 9.
Also, Snake Eyes is coming out this summer in theaters, which
G.I. Joe? When you say Snake
Yeah,
Eyes, I
just-
instantly think of Nicolas Cage Is there a reason for that?
He's in a movie called
Okay,
Snake Eyes.
okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Nick Cage as Snake Eyes. His face is so intense it just comes through the helmet.
Yeah, no, my introverted ways have just been totally catered to over the last like year and a half, and I'm not going into a theater, not for a while.
I miss pure uninterrupted movie. Because it's at home, it's like no matter how focused I am, I'm still distracted.
Well, you got a kid, so
Yeah.
that's...
Well, he's always asleep when I watch stuff. That's why I don't watch as much stuff anymore.
Got it.
I feel like if I had a kid, I couldn't even enjoy a movie. Except like, is he dead? Oh, no, he's breathing. Like,
That
I
usually
would
passes
think
after the first year and a half. You're like,
Jesus
he's
Christ,
fine.
a year and a half.
Well, yeah, the first
Walk
year.
it
I
off.
still get like that with my dog.
Well, it's like he's like, why is he sleeping so well? You wake up at 7:30 in the morning and you're just like, is he alive?
Jesus
Aw,
Christ.
that's so horrifying. Jesus.
But now when you wake up at
It's
7:30, you're just
terrible.
like, oh, it's a miracle.
Well. So I don't know. I mean, I think I'm kind of I'm excited, but I'm also anxious about because I don't know. People are dumb. There's gonna be somebody who like I don't know, didn't get the shot and has it, and I don't know. But I mean, if we are all vaccinated, then one idiot. I mean, what's
like I just
or if there's like a mutation.
with just the idiocy and the mass shootings and like I just no. I think I also have like really bad social anxiety, so like not having to go outside and like it totally being excusable and like living in sweatpants for a year being my life, it's like, oh yeah, I'm embracing this and I want to stay just like
I've always
this.
been like I mean, not always, but the past like 5 or 6 years, I've always been like one of those like the off day moviegoer, or like it's like I'll go to see a movie or at like 11 a.m.
Matinee.
Oh yeah, matinee on a weekday. That is
Those are
where
dope.
it's
The
at.
last like seriously, the last 8 years, that's like all I've done is like if I go to a movie, it's always like a matinee.
Yeah.
It's like you,
I
a
can't.
couple, like an older couple in their like 70s.
I remember doing that with my friend Salam. We went to go see Kung Fu Panda. We like could not wait to see this movie. And we went, I think it was like I don't know, like Saturday, like 10, 11 o'clock show. And like
was
we were
all
the only
kids.
two that we were the only two that like didn't have kids, and I'm like, this is wildly uncomfortable. I kept waiting for like Chris Hansen to come in.
I think
Kung Fu Panda.
A lot of guys actually went to movies with me if they wanted to see a kids movie because they didn't want to come off like pedophiles.
I think
So,
me and my friends may have saw
That made me feel good.
Toy Story 3 in a similar situation. I think it was at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but it was all children.
Yeah. I was very hyper aware, but also aware of the other men that like didn't have kids, and it's like, well, you're just here by yourself. I got a buddy, so
He's like, hey, Jack Black is hilarious. You shut your mouth.
yeah, you shut your
It's
mouth.
like, that little rat
child
man
at
is
heart,
Dustin
damn it.
Hoffman.
Golly.
Kung Fu Panda holds up.
It does.
yeah.
That's a great trilogy, like as a whole.
I haven't seen the
Gary
last
Oldman,
1 or 2.
dude. You got to see it too.
I also haven't
'cause
seen
Gary,
the last 1 or 2 How to Train Your Dragons.
They're good.
I
They're
love
good. I
the
think
first one.
Oh, the first one's phenomenal. First one.
Made me sad.
Oh yeah, but you know what? The first one. I mean, I don't know why I thought the movie was gonna suck. I don't know why we went to the theater, and I came out with so much joy in my heart. I like could not contain it.
The soundtrack
and
to that movie.
that theme, yeah.
I-
The dun, 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 dun,
I listen to
dun.
that
so good.
all the time still.
Yeah. But no, Kung Fu Panda's great because you got Gary Oldman as the villain, and then you got Bryan Cranston as his dad in the third one. It's great.
I'll have to check those out.
It's great cinema. Trying to think what else of. I heard there's like some news about the Superman movie. So we know that Coates,
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Thank you. He's penning the script. Abrams is producing. I thought he was going to be directing, but he's producing. They're actually looking for a black director to do it. And I guess it's going to be a standalone movie, so it won't be part of the the DC
DCU.
cinematic universe. It's going to kind of be like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, like a one-off type thing. Which, who knows, man? I mean, I feel like DC does those movies really well.
I thought that's what DCU's approach was going to be at one point, where they're just like, we're going to take our characters and make isolated, really good movies and see what happens.
No,
No, that's not what happened at all.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm excited because I really have been enjoying his Captain America run, and I think him writing Superman I've got good feelings about it.
Somebody's got to make a good Superman movie.
And who knows? Maybe we'll get a new dope Superman theme.
More good Superman themes are always acceptable.
Yes. Yeah. Or honestly, I would be okay if moving forward they just always use the Hans Zimmer theme.
That too. Yeah, co-opt that theme for a better movie.
You know what? I gotta send you, Rob. Somebody did a mashup of the Hans Zimmer Superman with the John Williams Superman. It is good because it's like dun 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 dun, and then you hear like doom 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 doom. It's beautiful. It's so good. So good.
It really is. I think the best Superman movie in the past 30 years was the first trailer to Man of Steel.
That was a dope trailer.
It was so good.
They played the Krypton theme by John Williams, and it was the Marlon Brando, voiceover, and it was just these little clips like corn, and then like the Daily Planet Globe. That was a great teaser trailer. I remember seeing that. That's left such a pressure on me. I remember seeing it for the first time in theaters. I think I don't know what movie I was in. That's how good it was. I was like, holy shit.
I think I was at Comic-Con that year, actually. And it looked like a Terrence Malick movie. It was just like...
Yeah. Well, so did the Zack Snyder one, too. It looked Terrence Malick, where it was like the close-up of like swings and butterflies and shit. But man, yeah, that Bryan Singer one, that was hot garbage. I was so disappointed.
I remember watching that movie and being like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Because it was like a weird sequel to like the other Superman movies, kind of.
Which I'm okay with. But it was like...
Oh, you didn't like that whole article? Why the world doesn't need Superman.
Also...
Why the world does need Superman.
But like...
That was the whole movie right there. There you go. You don't have to see it.
You had the opportunity to do a new villain. And you do Lex Luthor.
Real estate.
Again. What's his goal? Land. Again. He's trying to build Mordor in the fucking ocean. That was his fucking thing.
Not a great movie.
Terrible.
Not a great movie.
And it's made worse by the fact that we know what Bryan Singer has been up to, and we know what Kevin Spacey hasn't been up to. So it's just...
It's all bad.
Not good all around.
It's all bad.
If only there were kryptonite for pedophiles and rapists. Oh well. Someday. But hey, thanks for listening.
Well, if we're gonna jump to like what we've been up to, I'll stick on the children/family movie theme. I saw The Millers vs. the Machines, now streaming on Netflix. It's from the studios, the studio and like the team that made Into the Spider-Verse and the Lego Movie and the Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs. It's like Lord and Miller produced, and then other people wrote. So it's a very, not a similar art style, but a very unique kind of take on like 3D animation, just like Into the Spider-Verse. Does a lot of cool stuff with the format, but it's just kind of like a family movie where a daughter is going to go to college and her dad and her, they don't quite get each other, but then they're like, let's learn to like each other. And then the robot apocalypse happens. And then like over the course of the robot apocalypse, they learn that it's all about family.
Okay.
But no, it's very funny. Danny McBride does the voice of the dad.
All right. I love Danny McBride.
Maya Rudolph is the mom.
Love Maya Rudolph.
I forget the rest of the cast, but it is very funny. It's very cool animation. I cried at the end. So I tear up very easily. But yeah.
That's what kids will do to you.
For sure. So yeah, I watched that. Recommend that. It's on Netflix. And Yeah, I've just been reading the 8th book of The Expanse, and I started reading the Grant Morrison JLA, which I'll save my thoughts until we inevitably record an episode on that.
Right. Yeah, because we're definitely going to do an episode of that. I know Juan's really excited about kind of diving into that, which is good because we do a lot of Marvel stuff, so it'd be kind of cool to tackle something a little DC related.
Yeah. I like it a lot so far.
Yeah. How about you, Chandler? You got anything good on your radar?
I've been watching this series with Jay and Pete called Last Man. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but it's based off it's like a French comic. It's like a action fantasy, but they made an animated series. It's kind of like a prequel that was airing in France for like a year or so. Don't know how to describe it.
It's a French anime?
Yeah, it's like a French anime, whatever. But like, it's like a kitchen sink of like fighting anime, but like also like supernatural, demons, violence, like crime, and it's also really funny. And it's just like super cool. It's like the best like blend of elements. I can't describe it any better, but
it all takes place in a sink?
No, it takes place in like some like, I guess France, but like yeah. Kitchen sink is like a term.
Was it like that French animated show with the chick that dressed like a ladybug?
No. It's different.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like about this guy who's kind of like a regular bloke, but he also like trains in a boxing gym, and like his trainer, like his daughter is like being targeted by this like nefarious organization, and like these people have like weird powers, and the daughter has weird powers, but then it kind of like the plot expands to like there's this other world, and demons from that world came into our world, and now they're inhabiting people, and they have to go around killing them to like restore order. And it's like also like really like crazy, like the main character's trying to like escape the mob, and like it's like
Jesus.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, you guys have to see
That's
it.
a lot.
Okay.
Last Man.
All right.
Cool. Cool. How about you, Angela? What are you doing?
Well, I think we can answer this one together. The show Bad Batch.
Yeah.
The Disney Plus. Yeah, it pretty much follows a group of clone soldiers after the Clone Wars and Star Wars. And it's, I think, by the same animation team that did the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And it's these like kind of defective. I don't want to really say they're defective because they're especially made with to exhibit certain traits over the other clones. So there's this own like special kind of unique team. And so when Order 66 goes through and everybody's got to kill all the Jedi, they're like, wait, what is that? Like, what's going on? And they're watching this stuff like unfold, and they're just like, holy crap. And then they get singled out for being like not in uniform with everybody else. It's a very, very fascinating, fun little.
It was really good, and I kind of just put it on as like a lark. I was like, oh yeah, this came out. I kind of want to check it out.
I like it.
Yeah, and Angela let me pick what to watch this year. So yeah, and we both got sucked into it. Both really good. It was just I don't know. It was just really engaging, and I think like I don't know. I think what's great about these shows, if done right, when they can stand on their own two legs, despite the fact that they're sandwiched between two trilogies, and it just fits in really well. Because I actually haven't watched Clone Wars, and I loved it. It actually made me want to watch Clone Wars, which I'm totally going to do. Especially because a lot of the characters...
We watched the movie. We
watched the movie, yeah. And a lot of the characters in Mandalorian were first introduced in Clone Wars. Like, Katie Sackhoff played Bo-Katan in the live-action show. Well, she played the voice in the cartoon. It was like they hired people who did the voice in the cartoon to play their live-action counterparts. I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, what's his name? The co-showrunner with Jon Favreau was also like the like showrunner of the Clone Wars.
Oh, Dave Filoni.
What was that?
Okay.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, Dave Filoni. That's his name.
It's
Good to know.
it's just I'm excited to dive into that. But yeah, the Bad Batch is really good. where else you're watching? Watching Hannibal,
Yep.
and it's really good. I was just trying to think. I feel like we've been watching something else.
We slept a lot. We've been sleeping a lot.
Yeah,
That sounds
it
nice.
was RuPaul wrapped up.
Yeah. Yeah, RuPaul's over. Invincible's over. We're just like, what are we
Winter
gonna
Soldier's
do?
over.
Yeah, Winter Soldier's over. It was like, and then I was like, we gotta wait like a whole month for Loki? What are we gonna do?
Dude, and then what are we gonna do after Loki? Like, is it gonna be another?
Don't.
Sorry.
I
Well,
can't.
what if
I'm
or
not ready
something
for
comes
that.
out this year too, right?
Oh yeah, it's like that's the summer.
Yeah.
And
That'll be fun.
was there another show, or was that it? Or at least, but
When's Black Widow coming out?
July.
July. There you go.
Well, I
So
think
yeah, so
there's.
June,
I think
July.
they've kind of planned it so if there's not a Marvel thing, there's a Star Wars thing. So that's probably where the Bad Batch started just now.
Got
And then,
it. Well, that's
and then
good,
maybe
'cause that
after
gives us something
Loki,
to
there'll
look
be
forward to.
like
Well, if
what were the
Loki
other
is in
shows?
June and Black Widow's in July, and
there's
if-
gonna be
and
like
if
an
What If's in
Ahsoka
August-
show and a bunch of other Star Wars shows. I just
Yeah.
forget the
Oh,
time
yeah, that's
frame.
right.
When's Kenobi come out?
I can't wait for Kenobi. I am so pumped. I love Ewan McGregor as Kenobi.
I love Ewan McGregor, period. I've had a huge crush on him from my childhood. That is carried over until now.
Handsome man.
Well, yeah, he has aged very well.
He has.
I need to age like that.
Well, he's gonna have to age very quick, very fast, because he becomes what is his name, Allen Guinness or
Alec Guinness. Sir
Sir
Alec
Alec
Guinness.
in the next like 15 years. So
Damn. Well, makeup.
it's a hard 15 years on Tatooine, you know.
No, it's just the sun damage. He was actually like 36 when
And a smoker.
when A New Hope came out. It was just,
Watch they like. No, that would never happen. So I was like, oh, watch they like have Ewan McGregor like in a new special edition of A New Hope where he just like acts over Sir Alec Guinness because they didn't want to make him look too old. That'd be fun. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming out.
You think they'd ever remake
feel
that
like there's-
trilogy? You think they'd ever remake that trilogy?
I don't know.
I hope not.
We'll probably be dead if they do.
No, we
It'll-
won't.
it'll be-
And we will not go out that easily.
No,
the
it'll be way after
millennials,
we
they
did.
hate us.
Well,
Everybody
they-
hates us.
They kind of
Make us
remade A New
suffer.
Hope in a way, because like Force Awakens is basically A New Hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, another Star Killer bit. It's like, yeah, I mean, Phantom Menace, we gotta blow up the trade ship, and then New Hope, Death Star, Force Awakens, Star Killer, Planet Killer, again, franchise killer, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Oh, I know. We recently rewatched The Last Jedi.
Well, yeah, because we watched all of them because you were like, it's May the 4th, and so we watched them all. You had them going, so.
Well, I mean, I was working, I had him playing in the background. But no, but we watched The Last Jedi, and I have to say, I found myself enjoying it way more.
Yeah, I
time
loved
around.
it the second time I watched it.
I think it's so Last Jedi is so good that it really makes me not like
The rest
Rise
of
of
it.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Because it just undoes everything fucking Rian Johnson set up. Is he still getting his own Star Wars trilogy?
I have no idea.
I
I
hope
heard
so,
last I
because-
heard is that it wasn't like taken off the table. Like it's still like
Yeah.
up in the air. But Rian Johnson, I think right now he's making a second Knives Out.
Yeah. I just think if he can do another trilogy with Rey, that would be quite awesome. Because I loved everything that he was setting up in Last Jedi. And all the things I loved that were getting set up was gone.
Yeah.
And it's
The only
it's just-
thing in Last
yeah.
Jedi I didn't love was the casino thing. I thought that was all kind of. It still felt weird the second time I watched it, but I do. I like that movie because the whole time they're just like, it doesn't matter if you're a Skywalker. You don't have to be related to a famous character to be important, basically.
Right.
And like all this
Yeah.
stuff. And then in friggin' Rise of Skywalker or whatever the hell the movie's called, it's literally just like, no, it's literally in your blood. Your dad is the clone baby of
Palpatine
like,
or
oh,
some
come on.
bullshit. Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? Yeah, yeah, that was a bummer, and it seems so out of left field. Like Palpatine's alive. It's like, did I miss a movie? You know, like I feel like it just kind of came out of the blue there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I wasn't wild with The Last Jedi the first time I saw it. I mean, I liked it, but I like it so much more. Where I feel like it's probably one of the strongest in the movies.
There's just
Franchise
moments in that
entry.
movie that are amazing. Like some of the best moments in all of Star Wars movies. Like that.
Dude, that fight scene at the end.
Fight scene at
with
the end.
Guards.
Yeah, with the guards is incredible. I think the stuff on the Salt Planet, just like visually, is incredible. Just that moment when the ship goes to light speed through that other ship.
Oh yeah, the
is
kamikaze with Laura Dern.
Amazing.
Purple hair, Laura Dern.
We watched it and then I had to rewind it. Like, I gotta watch that again. It's such a great moment, and I love how when it happens, it's quick and like it goes into negative, like the colors switch. It's just beautiful.
Such an anime moment. I loved it.
Well, there's two anime moments, and they also have when they all shoot at Luke Skywalker.
Oh, yeah,
and
he's
the
still
dust
there.
clears, and he's just like just wiping dirt off his.
This isn't even my ultimate form.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it was good.
it's just like J.J. Abrams should have made his own trilogy, and Ryan Johnson should have made
Yeah.
his own trilogy. Because the reason that whole trilogy got messed up is because it was like one movie, and then Ryan Johnson's like, I'm doing my own thing, and then J.J. Abrams was like, no, I'm gonna undo that and do my own thing. It's like there's no consistency throughout.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, well, we can go on and on about that for another episode. May 4th next year. But yeah. But in the meantime, I appreciate all you listeners downloading, subscribing. Yeah. Send us an email.
Yeah,
Tell us
shoot
what's
us
up,
an
what you're
email.
reading. Because next on so JLA by Grant Morrison. That's the next kind of sort of book club thing we're doing.
I assume the first trade's worth of issues.
Yeah, it's not really big. I think it's pretty
Probably 6 or 7
digestible.
issues or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, Grant Morrison's JLA. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, and as always, have fun exploring the multiverse.
Bye.